Hey y'all, Mike with Cardboard Kingdom. Welcome back to another Disney Lorcana market update video. Today is the 10th of September. Happy Tuesday. Hope everyone's week is off to a fantastic start. Today we're going to talk about some Rise of the Floodborn set 2 cold foil prices. They are going absolutely insane, kind of out of our normal wheelhouse in terms of, looking at trophy cards, enchanted, sealed product, etc. But I want to make sure you guys are aware of this because I'm definitely going to be selling some of my cold foil set 2 cards due to this run up, and so I want to make sure you guys are aware of it as well. We're gonna take a look at the Maui that's had a pretty decent run up itself, and then we're also going to talk about a cool little Magic player that's coming over to Lorcana. Talk about his strategy and as he's coming into the scene and starting his deck and his collection, etc. And then we have Overrated, Underrated, and Collector's Corner today. So, with that being said, let's get into it. Not going to bury the lead. First and foremost, I, as a collector and someone who has, I started with a master set of set 1 through 3, I think, where I did non-foil, cold foil, and enchanted. I had like every card in the set. Since then, I've obviously started playing the game a ton, moved more towards the playset version, so having 4 of every card, whether it's cold foil, regular or standard non-foil or enchanted. I just want to make sure I had 4 of every card because that's the maximum that you can have in any given deck. And a lot of the times these really playable cards you do use all 4 for a given deck. So with that being said, I kind of shifted my focus. Now, as a collector and someone who likes shiny cardboard, anytime I had a foil version, I put that in my playset, and if I had more than 4 and any extras, I sold the non-foil version or set those aside. With the recent run-up in set 2, I think it just makes sense to go down to the non-foil versions where I can and get rid of some of the foil versions. So one that stands out the most is Madame M. Fox. This is a card that has one near mint cold foil version on the entire market. It's listed with shipping for roughly $33. It had one sale yesterday for that price, and so we literally have one Madame M. Fox cold foil on the market for $33. That's one where I'm gonna sell at that price if Madame M ever becomes unplayable, and I mean this card is insanely OP, so that might never happen. But I'll pick up another cold foil down the road. It's a rare, so in my opinion, it makes sense to get rid of. So I will be listing that today. We'll be also listing a couple Cogsworth. I talked about the Hiram yesterday. We'll hop over to him real quick and then we'll come back. His and I have it filtered. I should have said this in the beginning. I've filtered to cold foil near mint set 2, so that's what you see here. You'll see the market price for Hiram is $2.34, but when you look at filtered to cold foil, lowest listing is $17.75. I sold one of these for $21 just a couple days ago. Once again, this is a card that I'm definitely looking to sell because it's a rare cold foil that I can sell for $20 or 18 as it sits right now. Also, you have the Merlin Rabbit, another cold foil rare that's going for over 20, which is a really great sell in my opinion. You have some of the other smaller ones like the Flute is at around $4. At the Storm Ray John, a common that's around $4. But hopping back over to the first page, there's quite a few that have a significant premium. Sad Beast is up around 70. That's kind of where the Sad Beast has been. I probably wouldn't sell at that price because the cold foil Sad Beast has been around that price for a long time. One of the most playable cards in Lorcana. Great card. I think that one's probably more of a hold. Now you could sell it $70 for a cold foil legendary. That's not terrible by any means. Mufasa is sitting around 33. I'm surprised Mufasa isn't a little bit higher. Near mint cold foil 35 all in. In my opinion, that one probably has some room to go. Card's great. It's an awesome card. Wish that one was an enchanted that or Sad Beast, but poor Pete. $49 market price, that little fella. Strength of the Raging Fire is at $10. This one was quite a bit higher just a couple days ago, but it's still $10 for a cold foil rare. Once again, makes a ton of sense. We have Scar, Vicious Cheater. I feel like this card's getting a little bit more playable. You can see the volume here as of late. Definitely trending up. We're up to $20 pretty much for a cold foil version. I could definitely see this one going higher. I think he's getting his place in a couple decks, and it's just a very, very strong card. But I just wanted to make sure you guys were aware of this. Madam M Fox, Merlin Rabbit, Madam M Snake as well. Let's find her real quick. Madam M Snake, where are ye? She's a uncommon, so probably back here. Madam M Snake, lowest listing for a cold foil is 11. Merlin Goat, lowest listing for a cold foil is 750. And these are without shipping. So you guys can see there's just so in set to the cold foil market specifically. Popsicle, a commons at $5. So in my opinion, whenever we're seeing supply squeezes like this, like I'm fine with having 4 of the regular version rather than having the cold foil. And I get it. If you've got a master set and you don't want to break it up, I probably wouldn't either. I've just shifted my focus personally to be that more play set focus, and I have enough of I have extras of these cards where I can sell a cold foil, put a non foil in there, and then go that route. And quite frankly, I don't know, the cold foils, like, I mean, they are cool, but like the enchanteds are just, you know, that those are like the difference maker in my opinion. Like half the time when the cold foils are sleeved and they're in their protective sleeve, then they're in their deck sleeve, like you can't even, they're not even that, like, you know, shiny. It kind of dulls it down a little bit. So that's just kind of where I'm at. Definitely gonna be listing a couple of these higher end cards today. I think I have 2 or 3 of the cold foil Madam M boxes. I've got my eyes on a couple things that I want to be ready here for at the end of the year, and so liquidate a couple things at a significant premium to get a little bit more cash heavy right now. Seems like a decent plan for myself. So I did want to make sure you guys were aware of that. There's a bull market. You just got to find it, and right now it's set to cold foils. They are going crazy. So that's where we're at with those. I did want to talk about the Maui. Maui has seen a huge run up here as of late. I meant to mention it in yesterday's video. You can see here, even just 2-3 weeks ago, Maui was selling for 168, 170, etc. You see it slowly kind of creep up to the 200s, drop back down, 200s, then you see 201, 209, 220, 220, 220, 220, and then lowest listing right now is 250. At one point this weekend, the lowest listing for this card was like 300 and something for a near mint copy. At the end of the day, I think this is a little bit of a buyout slash people just like raising the prices. I don't think that Maui is a $250 card. The thing about Maui is he's one of the best cards in Lorcana. He's very, very playable. He's one of the best cards in Lorcana, and then he also has the enchanted version, which, you know, those are, when those two mix, that's going to lead to a high price point. I feel like he's, you know, it's probably a $220 card at this point. Getting up to $250 this quick seems a little bit dramatic. So I personally probably wouldn't buy here. With that being said, it is a very playable card, and the next listing is 182, right? So I feel like we're at kind of an influx of, is the market, are the sellers going to come down, or is the market going to come up? But either way, I did just want to make sure you guys were aware of this. You can, you know, Maui's closing in on, you know, we're one sale away from 280, and that's your first verified seller there at that price point. And then you've got a light played right behind that at 290. Then you're in the 300s for the near mint version. So just another iteration of the first chapter, slowly drying up in terms of the enchanteds. 22 listings for sale in total, so not a lot by any means. And you look at Belle, 23 listings. Carefree Surfer 26, Tinkerbell down at 17, Elsa at 20. So a lot of these first chapter enchanteds are really don't have a lot of listings, and quite frankly, a lot of the cards on the first page just don't have a lot of listing. Stitch is down at 26, obviously Let It Go down at 10, D23 Mickey down at 18. Obviously the original D23 Mickey is going to have a lower listing as well, down at 8. So just overall, there's not that many. There's just not that many out there, and whatever, you know, there, it does look like there's some, like Mickey Mouse 28, Aurora 45, so obviously there's, you know, winners and losers there, but at the end of the day, I think that we're good times are ahead for some of these cards that are seeing lower quantities. 245 for the Maui's a lot, but at the end of the day, once again, he's got a lot of things pushing him in that direction. It's just been a very, very I guess quick run up, I would say. Just a couple weeks ago, we were down at 170, 160. That was on the 27th, so we're talking 2 weeks ago. It was selling for 170. Lowest listing on the market right now is 250. So that is a significant increase. Be aware of that if you are looking to pick up a Maui. You're paying a premium right now, higher than he's gone for in months. I don't even know back in the bull market, back in March and April timeframe, what he was going for then, but I doubt it was 240 for a raw copy because that was kind of up around some of the princesses. But yeah, it looks like May he was going for 190. We did see one sale for 214, but by and large, just be aware of that, guys. On the Maui, I am, like I said, I'm selling the set 2 cold foils right now, not buying the Maui, just kind of holding there. And then getting into this scenario, this person, Touring Luck, posted on the Lorcana disc or Reddit yesterday, subreddit, $350 in store credit, making the switch to Lorcana. After lurking this Reddit, watching tournament matches, and playing on Inktable, I think I'm ready to commit to playing Lorcana as my main TCG. I'm trading in about $350 worth of MTG product at my local game store, and as someone who doesn't own a single Lorcana product, where should I start? Are troves a good bang for my buck? Should I blow it all on one first single chapter booster box, one single first chapter booster box, or should I use the store credit to build specific decks from builds I find online? My goal with Lorcana is to eventually play competitively once I get a better grasp on the metagame, or better understanding of the metagame. With that in mind, what's my best end to Lorcana with a 350 starting budget? I think that this top commenter, and it's the most upvoted comment, specific decks are the way to go, singles are the way to go, only a handful of cards are worth anything. I think that is definitely the best bang for your buck if you're looking to be competitive and you're getting in with a $350 budget. I think you have to be very specific about the cards that you buy, because you need to find a deck, like, and maybe this person can use their Magic experience and how they played Magic to identify a color set in Lorcana that makes sense. But with $350, obviously that's not going to go an extremely long way, but you definitely can get a decent deck with $350. There's no doubt about that. You just have to identify the colors and find out where you want to go, because if you want to be competitive, you're going to need some of the top tier cards from a specific color. So if it's Rapunzel, and you need 4 Rapunzels, right, to play Amber. I mean, that's what Rapunzel's around like 160 right now, I think. Or that would be 160. 40. She's at $40. If you buy 4 of them, that's 160 right there by itself. If I'm not mistaken here. Let's see. Let's get rid of Rise of the Floodborn. Let's get rid of Cold Foil. Let's include everything. Near Mint. Where's Rapunzel at these days? 45. So, I mean, you're looking at, so what is that? That's $180 right there for 4 Rapunzels. That's over half his budget. So they need to identify what the colors they're gonna play and where they need to go, and then buy the specific cards for the deck. Obviously, going out and getting a booster box is going to be your best bet in terms of just getting the most amount of cards, so then you can kind of be nimble, more so than troves or anything like that. But at the end of the day, for that specific use case, I think that going out and buying the singles is the only way to go. And really, before you do that, you need to identify the deck and identify colors, etc., that you want to play, and then you'll be able to kind of craft the best deck. Booster boxes, though, in terms of bang for your buck per pack, finding a booster box online, or if you've, I guess it's credited the LGS, so they're going to go the LGS route. I would just find whatever the cheapest price per pack is. It's typically going to be booster boxes, but some of you guys have told me some pretty bad scenarios of LGS's kind of just price hiking the booster boxes to where it doesn't make sense, like 160s, 170s, like right after release, which would be unfortunate. That's bad business management, in my opinion. But at the end of the day, I think that if you have the store credit, get your cheapest price per pack. If you just want to kind of grow your collection and have the option to be nimble, but with $350 and you want to be competitive, you need to find the deck that you gravitate to the most. Find the deck list and buy the deck list, and that's kind of it on the $350 budget. Where do you start? Point of view. But once again, another person coming from the Magic world. We see this time and time again. If you play on Pixelborn Connect, or you browse the Reddits, Twitters, more and more people every day coming into Lorcana. And it's just an exciting time to be here. I've said it before, I'll say it again. We're going to look back on this time where, Elsa's at 800 or whatever it is, and we've got all these cards that are super cheap, and you can kind of just go out and get whatever you want right now. We're gonna look back on this time as like a golden age. Almost want to like take a screenshot of this page just to like be able to reminisce in a couple years when we look back in these cards and see where they're at in 3 to 5 years. That's going to be a really exciting time frame. Glad to have you all along this roller coaster of Lorcana with me. Very, very excited to continue to grow and just experience Lorcana. It's going to be an amazing time. So with that being said, getting over to really it's just overrated and then underrated / collector's corner like it typically is. Overrated Cold Foil Set 2. What Merlin was like the rabbit was like a $20 card. The crab is a common. I think that's probably like a $3 or $4 card. Snake at $31 or $33 for a cold foil. A little bit overrated in my opinion. Snake at $13, $14 for a cold foil. A little bit overrated. We'll definitely be listing some of those today to send off to a player who plays Amethyst who's looking to add some shiny cardboard to their deck. With that being said, moving over to underrated for today, we have the D23 2024 collector's box set of 6 cards. Incredibly underrated in my opinion. I think that the art is new and unique. It has the enchanted foil layer, and I think that these cards are going to do very, very well long term. I think that the art is amazing. Bruno first there. Next up, Brave Little Taylor. Once again, I mentioned this in my video yesterday, but I just wish this card was a little bit more playable. The art is awesome. Face of Lorcana. This card specifically is great. You see all the text boxes have the unique art down below. They have unique coloring, the enchanted foil, D23 logo. 10 out of 10 would recommend you guys going out and getting a box set if you haven't already, or just going out and buying the individual cards. We have the Cindy Stout Hearted there. See that sword shining? Look at that foil. Shee! Oswald, pulling back the layer there. Another just awesome art. Flowers in the text box. Enchanted foil, just shining, man. They did just a fantastic job on these. Ursula Deceiver, very, very playable card. A lot of people looking to have play sets of this card in their deck. See her tentacles in the text box here, shining, looking mean. And last but not least, Miss Vanellope, sitting in her candy chair, shining away. Okay, guys, that is what we have for today. Hopefully you guys like the video. If you have some set 2 cold foils that you don't mind getting rid of, I would say now's the time to list them. Obviously, you can play the game of waiting and see how high they go. I feel like $31 for a Madam M Fox cold foil is it's a rare. It's not a super rare, it's not a legendary, it's just a rare, but I mean it's very playable and it's one of the best cards out there, and it could be around for a while, so playing the waiting game could make sense. But I'm going to use this opportunity to get a little bit of liquidity and put some on the market. So excuse me. With that being said, guys, I'm going to get out of here for today. Hopefully you guys liked the video, and we will be back with another video soon. Talk to you later.